So, you start?
Yep, we're good. Are we ready?
So today we're gonna learn how to divide polynomials, okay? Last week we discussed about how to divide by a monomial, right? Monomial means one term on the denominator here. And when we do that, we divide each term on the numerator by the monomial, okay? But here we have a different situation. Here we have a binomial, okay? So first, I'm going to show you how to do the long division, and then we work with the synthetic division, okay? So the setup is you put the denominator here, x plus 2, and the numerator you put it here, okay? All right. So here we have x squared. Here we have x only. So what is the term that I need to put here in order to get x squared?
X.
X, very good. All right. So x times x is going to be x squared. X times 2 is going to be 2x. Then we take away, and remember to put the parentheses. This is very important. Negative sign before. So now this is going to be negative. It's going to cancel this. This is going to be negative. It's going to be 3x. Then I bring 6 down. Now, what is the next term? We have 3x here. We need to reproduce that with the first x here. What's going to be? 3. Just 3, right? Plus 3. This is positive, so 3 times x is 3x. That's what I need, okay? So going to be 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. Parentheses again. Go. And this is going to be negative. This is going to be negative. So it's going to cancel. Everything is happy, okay? No remainder here, all right? So when I divide 6 by 2, so what's going to happen? What is that, the term that I put here now? 3, right? So that means 3 times 2 is 6. And here I subtract negative sign, and then 0, no remainder. So what does that mean? That means that 2 and 3 are factors of 6. So it means that 2 times 3 is 6. That means that x, when this is 0 here, it means that this is a factor of this polynomial. Okay? And this is also a factor. So this times this should give me the polynomial. For those that already know how to factor, you know this is the product and this is the sum of two numbers. The product of 2 and 3 is 6. The sum of 2 and 3 is 5. So you could also just factor that, and you would simplify x plus 2, x plus 2, and you would have x plus 3. Okay? So now let's look at a different situation that I'm dividing now 7 by 2. What's going to happen here? What's going to be the term that I put here now? 3, right? Again, 3 times 2 is 6. Then I take away, right? Remember this negative sign is exactly like this one. So I have 1, and 1 is the remainder. So in this case, 2 is not a factor of 7. Okay? Is that clear? Okay. So let me erase this, and let's do the synthetic division now. Well, synthetic division, you have to set up like this. Now, you pick up this number 2 here, and you multiply by -1. Why? Because of this negative sign here, okay? So I put 2 here and with a negative. if this is negative 2, it's going to be what here? It's going to be negative? If I were divided by x minus 2, what is the term that I would put here? You have to multiply negative 2 by negative 1. What is the term that you put here? Positive 2. Okay. Now, I pick up the coefficients of the polynomial, and here I have 1, 5, and 6. Okay? So this is the setup. The setup for the long division was this here, right? You do polynomial, and you do binomial here, and you start the division. The setup for synthetic division is like that. First thing you do, remember, pick up this number, multiply by negative 1, and position right here. Then you pick the coefficients of the polynomial, okay, and position them there. Then the next step is you bring this 1 down, okay, bring 1 down like this. Then you multiply negative 2 times 1 and position right here. It's going to be negative 2, okay? Now you add 5 with negative 2 is going to be 3. You have it done. What do you do now? Again, the same thing. You multiply negative 2 times 3 is going to be negative 6, and you position right here, negative 6, and then you have 0, then you remain with the happy face, okay? Is that okay? Let's do another example now. Let's do the long division here. And if you notice, you have here 1, you have 1 and 3. You see that? 1 and 3. They are right here, 1 and 3. Okay? So let's do the long division here. So this is going to be, the setup is, again, you put the numerator here, the denominator here, and the numerator right there. 3x 4 plus 2x3 minus 5x squared, and oh, something is missing. What is missing?
Plus 10.
No? Between x squared and 10, there is something missing there. There is a term that is not there. The x, right? The single x is not there. So we're going to represent that by 0x, right? It's not there. It's like 0 times x.
Why is there, is it missing because it's not on the 10, or is it missing?
Well, it's missing, this is the polynomial. You know, there are polynomials, you know, I can have any polynomial, right? I can have a polynomial that is just x squared, right? This is a monomial. I can have 3, like x squared plus 3. There is no x term there. Or I could have x plus 3x plus 4. You see? I have all degrees, degree 2 and 1. And this here is like x to 0, right? This is like x to 1, x to 0. So here goes from 2 to x to 0. There is no x1. So in order to, you will see when I start doing the division that if I don't have that term here, it's going to be a little difficult for you. So this is just to remind you that there is an x term. And then I put 10 there, okay? So be careful with it, because that is a source of, mistakes sometimes, okay? So let's start again. What is the term that I'm going to put here now? What do you think?
3x to the third.
Yeah, 3x to the third, exactly. We have to reproduce this, right? So this times is going to be 3x to the fourth now, because x times x cubed is the 4. Then times negative 2 is going to be negative 6x to the third. And now remember, parentheses, negative sign. Now this term is going to become negative, it's going to cancel. This term is going to become positive. right? I'm distributing the negative here, so I'm gonna have 8x cubed. Then I bring 5x squared. Now, what is the next one? What do you think? What do you think? What's gonna be the next one term here, in order to get 8x cubed? 8x squared, exactly. Positive, this is positive, so 8x squared. Why? Because 8x squared times x is 8x cubed. Okay? So I do that. Don't forget to multiply -2 also by this, so it's going to be -16x squared. Parenthesis, negative. Okay? Distributed the negative is going to be negative, is going to cancel, it's going to be positive. So I'm going to have here 11x squared. Now I bring this term, okay? The 0x. If I didn't have that term here, I would bring 10, and you see it's going to be kind of a little confusing here. Just to keep things organized, it's good to have this term like that. It doesn't change anything because it's 0, right? 0 times a number is always 0. It's just, you know. Now, what is the next term here? What, in order to reproduce this one, what do you think?
Just 11x.
Just 11x, 11x, because 11x times x is going to be 11x squared. Now, 11x times -2 is going to be -22x, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see if I didn't have that term here, it would be 10, it would be kind of, you know, confusing. So negative is going to cancel, this is going to become positive, so now I have 22x. And now I bring 10 down. And what is the next step?
So why did it become positive? Oh wait, I see.
Yeah, because this negative became positive. So what is the next term here now? Anybody? 22, just 22, okay? 22 here, 22x minus 44, okay? Parenthesis, negative, this is going to cancel, it's going to become positive, with 10 is going to be 54, okay? Positive 54, and this, the remainder here. That's different. So what is the conclusion? This binomial is not a factor for this polynomial. Is that clear? It's not a factor, right? So the answer would be 54 divided by x minus 2. Okay, so this would be the complete answer, right? Is that okay? You ready to go to the syntactic division now? So let's set up the syntactic division. So first thing, we make this box here. And what is the term that I'm going to put here now? Looking at this, what is the term that I'm going to put there?
Positive 2.
Positive 2. Excellent. Positive 2. Very good. I have goosebumps. You guys are get the right things. Now I'm going to pick the coefficients here, right? What is the first coefficient? 3, 8, 11. Oh, no, it's not here, it's here.
Oh my God.
Right? That's the answer, right? So it's 3,
3, 2,
2,
5,
negative 5, be careful, negative 5,
0,
0, yes,
and 10.
and 10. Very good. So, the first thing we do is we drop 3 all the way here. Then what do? We multiply 2 times 3, 6. Comes up here, we add 8. You see 8 here? You see? You're reproducing the same thing. Now, 2 times 8 is 16. Comes up here. We add 11. 2 times 11 is 22. Right here. It's going to be 22. 2 times 22 is 44. And here we have 54. Now, what is that we're really doing when we're dividing a polynomial by another one? We are reducing the degree of the polynomial, okay? If this degree of this polynomial is 4, and we divide it by x, we're reducing the degree to 3. So this is the first coefficient of the new polynomial, that is 3, right? 3. What is the next one? 8 what? X squared. What is the next one? 11x. Next one is 22. And this is, of course, is the remainder that I just set up like that. Okay? Is this good?
Could you re-explain the last part, just how you rewrote that?
How do I
So
rewrite
starting
this?
at 3x.
3x.
Because on the original problem, that becomes a 3.
No, it's because the degree of the polynomial is 4. And I'm dividing by
By x.
x, right?
Which-
So I'm reducing. So those are the coefficients, and starting the highest degree is going to be 3. Okay? Look, if I have x to the 5th divided by x, right? What's going to be here? What's going to be the coefficient here? 4. So it's coming down from 5 to 4. Those are the coefficients of the new polynomial. Yes?
How do you know 54 is a remainder with the synthetic type of division?
Well, because you come here, this is the equivalent to x to 0, right? This is x to 0. So whatever comes out here is the remainder. If I had 0 here, then we would have no remainder. Remember the first example that I had 0 here? No remainder. So here, how do I reproduce that? I'm reducing the degree from 2 to 1, right? So this is 1x is x. This here is going to be 3x to 0, but x to 0 is 1, so here we go. So that's my final answer for this problem, okay? Is that okay? So we can cut?